Nothing winds me up more than Greta Thunberg. I don't know what it is about that kid, but she really makes my blood boil. Look, I come from a science background. I've got many scientists in the family, and we've actually got a climate scientist in the family. Very, very clever she is too. So I'm not a denier of climate change, but I do recognise that the scientific community hasn't actually reached a consensus on showing us what weather fluctuations they are and what the trend of climate change is. I accept we belch out too much carbon, but my point is, don't sodding lecture to me. You've only been at school for 8 years. It's your generation that has insisted on buying food that can't go off because you're obsessed with sell-by dates. I don't have a choice over whether that's wrapped in plastic. And by the way, it's probably come from Africa, where they're so short of fresh water, they have to drink it in plastic bottles. Where does the consumer have choice? We don't. It's the big corporations that have the choice. Yeah, sure. You can say, well, I'm not flying to London for my interview with Misha Hussein on the BBC, but instead Misha Hussein will fly to Sweden to interview her. I mean, where's the hypocrisy? That interview had a carbon footprint. It was irrelevant who incurred it. It happened. Why do we even have to listen to Greta Thunberg, let alone fly out to have her interviewed by one of our overpaid presenters on the Today programme? I mean, the world has gone slightly nuts. And the point is, if you don't want your broccoli wrapped because it was picked way too early in somewhere on another part of the planet and has itself incurred a huge carbon footprint to get here, we have to start changing our whole eating habits. That's going to mean GDP plummets, things are going to cost more, people are not going to be happy about it. We have to make choices, not be dictated to, and not to be taxed on the sly.